a natural formulation. Who needs to know about it? Well, to quote the scientist that after 45 years of research made it available to us, he said, and I quote, "Everyone needs to take the yellow tablet, and it works for everyone at every age, regardless of their medical condition." That's a powerful statement, but his research backs it up. But let's romance that quote for just a moment. He said it will work for everyone at every age, regardless of their medical condition. Now, does he mean that everyone who takes this tablet will overcome everything that they are suffering from and live maybe forever? Of course not. The answer to that is no. As has already been stated, his formulation doesn't cure anything. If anyone ever tells you, I had this disease and I took this formula and it cured me, the tablet didn't cure them. You'll find out what caused them to have miraculous success if they make that statement and experience that. But let's look at some of the conclusions based on the formulator's research. Now, folks, people do get sick or they are involved in an accident, and medical intervention is needed to manage their problem or condition. Whether it is an 11-year-old suffering from grand mal seizures, or they have autism, or an 81-year-old person is suffering from dementia, medical treatment is necessary. And when we start to get older, 45 and beyond, medical treatment becomes more and more likely, and it's expensive. The general conclusion about the cause of all 200 to 240 conditions treated by injections, prescriptions, surgery, or supplementation is, well, it's medically validated that the root cause or contributing factor of all disease is something we've heard of before. It's called free radical damage. And generally speaking, a free radical is an unpaired molecule that would like to be paired. So it scavenges the body looking for an electron to steal from a normal cell. And when this snatching of an electron occurs, it causes damage to cells and DNA and other things in the body. And this domino effect increases with age. As a matter of fact, it's interesting to note at this point in this presentation that anyone that has been injured, is sick, or terminally ill, they would do anything to get well or to give them more time with their family. And we know the cause or contributing factor is free radical damage causing their distress. But surgery, think about this. Really ponder this for a moment. Surgery, prescriptions, or supplementation, or juicing, or any other method that we could talk about, those things do nothing to attend the cause of their disease or problem or their malady, and that's eliminating the free radicals. So let's talk a little bit now and go in a different direction and talk about hope. All formula research that I'm going to share, and I'm going to only share about 3 or 4 of the main, what I feel are the most important parts of this research that people need to know, that all that formula research is based on taking only 1 tablet of this natural botanical formula a day with breakfast or maybe with lunch. Is medically validated. At age 30, the production of 4 antioxidative enzymes begins to diminish. These enzymes, they are specifically glutathione, superoxide dismutase, catalase, and hemioxygenase. And prior to age 30, each of the 4 enzymes that I just mentioned, they neutralize 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours a day. When these enzymes are produced at maximum levels, we are all healthy and we don't age. Everything's great. We lead a vibrant life We do what we want to do. We don't get overly tired. It's just a wonderful time to be youthful. Unfortunately, after the age of 30, the enzyme production that I just mentioned, those 4 enzymes, they decrease to the point that they can no longer neutralize the overabundance of free radicals, and this issue gets worse as we get older. This is when aging begins and disease starts to manifest. In medical terms, this time in our life, when we reach that plateau, free radicals start to win, is called age-related oxidative stress. And traditional medicine and medical treatment offers no solution to the cause of a person's problems. They only treat the person's symptoms. So how about a solution relative to research? Here's what you can expect to happen. Then this is all validated by research when you start to take the yellow tablet once a day. Number 1, the tablet opens the electrical pathway to the nucleus of all 17 trillion plus cells in the body. Number 2, the nucleus, when it is activated by that electrical charge, recognizes that there is a reduced enzyme production in that person's body, and the commands from the nucleus are to produce those enzymes again and immediately maximized youthful level. Number 3, the formula triggers the cell's intelligence. The cells now recognize what is wrong cellularly and immediately begin fixing the cellular abnormalities. In medicine, they do things like upregulate, they downregulate, they rescript chromosomes, they repair DNA, they cleanse the cells, they give commands to destroy cancer cells and other aversive cells while enhancing the integrity of all the other cells, etc., etc., etc. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, or what's been validated that this formula causes the cells to do. Number 4, listen carefully. This is very important. In 30 days, the cells are activated, and they start eliminating at least 40% of the age-related oxidative stress, which is the free radical damage, which is the cause of their problem. This happens in 30 days. If a blood draw called a T-bars test, ordered by a doctor, and this test is determined to determine the level of oxidative stress, which is the bad guy in a person's body, if it was performed on a 50, 60, 75, 85, 90-year-old person, a doctor, after it was completed, after 30 days of taking 1 tablet a day, a doctor would be unable to differentiate between the blood of that older person versus the blood of a healthy 20-year-old. What does that mean? It means that in 30 days, a person taking 1 tablet a day of this formula will eliminate 40% of what's causing their malady and have the blood work of a healthy 20-year-old. Now, as the process continues, another fact in the research, in 120 days, a person will eliminate 70 to 80% of their age-related oxidative stress. And at this time, during this benchmark period, doctors and researchers conclude that a reduction of the cause of disease by 70 to 80% will, and I quote, have a significant positive effect on the disappearance of or elimination of symptoms causing relief to the individual taking the tablet. The formulator of this tablet declares that continued consumption of the formula after 120 days will cause cell performance to improve exponentially. Now, if I didn't say any more, to me that would be enough. That's a grain of sand in the whole beach as far as the research is concerned. But just a little more supplemental information. The medically validated product is protected by 12 patents. There have been 23 plus peer reviews conducted. And these institutions and entities spent their own money, millions of dollars, to do the research because they wanted to and were interested in what they saw. It's been 45 years of research conducted by this one man and his team and other supportive agencies. Clinical studies have been performed by 29 universities and medical institutions. The research is validated in the federal government's national library called PubMed.gov, the entity that stores all medical research worldwide. There's a lot of information about this formula on PubMed.gov, a lot of it. It is marketed in 21 countries by a very large publicly traded company whose stock is skyrocketing. More validation, as if we need more, but I'm going to provide a little bit more. Scientifically validated, I quote, the formula is proven to impact lifespan by 7% while delaying disease and increasing longevity. Where did that quote come from? After reviewing the research from the National Institute of Health and the National Institute of Aging. And what they're saying in their conclusive statement is that a person who is older, who has lived more of their life left, they can impact their lifespan by 7%. That means they can add at least 3 to 5 good quality years to their life that they didn't expect to be able to do prior to choosing to take this formula. And last but not least, Washington State University peer-reviewed this formula, and they concluded, and I quote verbatim, the formula is the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Folks, that's so powerful. Let's review just a little bit. What have I said to you in the short time that I've been presenting? This formula is the only formulation that will activate the cells of our body, the trillions of cells, to maximize the antioxidative enzyme production back to youthful levels. And what happens when that stops and normalizes the free radical damage that causes all disease? Nothing else will do it. The only formula to open the pathway to the nucleus of the cells, which will then trigger cellular intelligence. The cells then know what to do to help that individual overcome their problem and get them back to a youthful state. The cells then do exactly what they need to do to solve that individual's unique cellular need. It's the only formulation to cause the cells to eliminate in 30 to 120 days a substantial percentage of the cause of disease, which has been noted by medical practitioners to be free radical damage or age-related oxidative stress. That will cause the cells to perform. It's the only formula that will cause the cells to perform better with continued consumption. It'll keep a person healthy, promoting maximum wellness, proven to delay or avoid disease, and as I just stated, it will cause a person to be able to extend life by 7%, which is adding 3 to 5 years. Wow. The result? Hope when there was no solution. Hope when there was absolutely no solution. Miracles not hoped for, but now realized. And there are really no words to adequately explain what one man and his research team has given us access to. This scientist that created this formula devoted his life to the role of free radicals and the problems associated with aging. One of his discoveries, which I mentioned, superoxide dismutase, his research was so significant it has been mentioned in over 73,000 peer-reviewed publications. What this one man has created and provided for us is bigger than any of us and all of us combined.